Good evening, great people. How are you? I'm Kris Gardner, KG, owner of the Houston Roundball Review. Welcome to another edition of the Houston Roundball Review presents Let's Talk Houston Rockets. Rockets have lost 9 straight. First things first, I've had computer issues. One program is not working. I've installed it, downloaded it, uninstalled it, downloaded it, reinstalled it, still ain't working. So it might impact negatively my processing speed during this show. So I'm going to try to be quick on this show so I can get in touch with technical support and bitch at them and have them explain to me why their stuff is not working for my computer. Rockets lost 9 straight. The Kings blew them out last 2 games with a huge fourth quarter and then a huge third quarter. Your thoughts, hit me up on the Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel or on Facebook on my Houston Roundball Review Facebook page as well. The defense, 135, 139. Derek, how are you? I know Coach Silas he's a head coach, clearly. The buck stops with him. But what is Lionel Hollins doing on this team? Wasn't he hired to coach the defense? What has he done to help this team get better defensively? Silas, before the Rockets began this 4-game road trip out west, I kicked it around with some colleagues because, the home losses were looking bad too. And I said point blank, I said to some of them, if the Rockets lose all 4 of these road games, and that would be 11 straight losses, my opinion, I think Silas will be gone by the end of January, if not sometime this coming week. Because the 7 straight losses, then you come on the road and lose 4 in a row. If that happens, you get waxed lately, have at least one bad quarter a game. Eric Gordon doesn't want to be here. It's some of the same stuff happening game after game. If the streak hits 11, fire him. Hire John Lucas. He's not going to, keep it in house. So don't promote Lionel Hollins because he hasn't done crap to help the team this year. It hasn't shown up on the defensive side of the ball, clearly. So, Jamon, elaborate, Jamon, for me on the roster is trash. The roster isn't trash. It's young. It's got some talented players. It's not experienced. It's got flaws. You followed me quite a while on the Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel. I don't have high expectations for the team this year. 29 wins max was what I expected. But they look awful right now. Jalen Green said it at was it last Saturday media availability, one of those recent media availabilities. The losses have impacted him. They're getting to him. KPJ said the same thing. They're getting to him too. So clearly the losses, and why wouldn't the losses impact the players and impact the players mentally? Why wouldn't it? These guys, of course, are young. Winning in high school and AAU is not winning in the pros. Winning is winning, though, at some point. You're used to winning. You're used to having some success. You put in the work, you get rewarded with your success. They're not doing that. They're not being rewarded for the work they're putting in practice. The pieces don't all fit clearly. You see individual performances from some of the guys, but this team is not cohesive. And I commend. I mean, what else would you expect Stephen Silas to say? He's remaining positive. He believes the team will turn the corner. And Solo Dilo, how you doing? Dr. Dirt, that's a new one to the show. Thank you very much. It's just, Garrison Matthews, even feisty. you know, I think we'll see some guys get suspended coming off the bench of last night and won't play tomorrow, as in Sunday. But it's good to see some fight and grit from some of the players. But just the blowout quarters, giving up 40 piece to the Kings, the breakdowns, and it's different breakdowns. This, one game it's turnovers, one game it's bad defense, one game it's just a woeful quarter. One game they can't shoot. One, on and on. But this is the same team that beat the Suns twice. Well, maybe not the same team because mentally they think they're completely different now. They beaten the Bucks. They had, who'd have thought? Any of y'all thought after they beat the Bucks and the Suns that they would have lost 9 straight since then? Or no. They beat the Bulls in Chicago. It's, as far as I have heard, there doesn't seem to be any issues in the locker room, but something's wrong. The pieces don't fit. So, King Pook, thank you very much. That's a new name as well to chime in with a comment on the show. Appreciate that. I'm assuming for Rocket fans, it's frustrating as hell to watch this team lose and how they're losing. I'm media, so I'm just covering the team. I try to call it like I see it. The defense is bad, which Lionel Hollins I thought was supposed to help fix, make better, address something. No. You got Jabari Smith and Tari Eason, 2 guys who want to play defense. It's Realm of Rage, another new name to the show. Thank you very much. Clear Tanking Sada. Let me say this. The players want to win. Okay. They don't want, because when Wembanyama gets here, whoever gets here, he's going to take somebody's job. Someone's spot on this roster, and if they get another draft pick next year, this coming draft, he will take somebody's job. So these guys want to win. They're not playing well right now to win. So that's the key. Now, we can talk about the organization and the front office. That's different. Because I know Tillman Fertitta is not happy with the losses and how they're losing. Because now, earlier in the season, they were losing, they were competitive. If we'd have done this, they'd have let something this better. But now lately, it's not even that. It's just like now it's pick a quarter. Which quarter will the Rockets get waxed in tonight? That's it. That's what it, fourth quarter, third quarter, first quarter, second quarter. So it's pieces like that. Whose fault is it? Rafael Stone's fault? Steven Silas' fault? Yep, Steven Fernandez. Yep, Ty. And let me say this, because I'm not part of the organization. Y'all know that. It said something to me last night when the Rockets Twitter account, the Rockets employees put out, Ty scored 53 last night, Friday night in the G League game. Yeah, he did. Good for him. The Vipers still lost by 20. No mention of that part. But hey, Ty scored 53 in the G League game. So, during the Rockets broadcast. So, Ty ain't gonna score 53 in a Rockets game. That's not his role. His role was to be the point guard, lead the team, distribute the ball, and facilitate. But to me, last night during the broadcast, hey, Rocket fans, give you a glimmer of hope. Ty Washington scored 53 against in the G League. Who the hell cares? So what? Who cares? Let's hang our hat on a Viper success. And the Vipers have had way more success than the Rockets in the G League. So what? Don't care. Didn't care. I don't know. Vipers have won 3 championships, D League, good for them. So what? 3, 4, I don't care, whatever it is. It's good for the Viper players, good for them. NBA. Don't care. Didn't care the first one, didn't care the second one, don't care. Do not care. So they're not competitive. I think a lot of folks are the problem. I think that's a big problem. There's blame to go around. So and let me be clear on this. If the Rockets fire Tillman, be specific, if Tillman fires Stephen Silas this coming week, next month, this season, and promotes within and brings up, makes John Lucas the interim coach or Mahmoud, whoever. I'm not going to solve all these problems. And then the kicker is, if the interim coach does solve some of the problems and solve them so much, what is it? They got 40 games left, solves these problems enough that the Rockets win 15 of the last 25 games and end up 25 wins. 25, hell, let's push it up to 29. Still reach my number. Very unlikely. But if that person does, some of the Rocket fans are going to be saying, hold up, now you're winning too much. Now we're out of you're lowering our chances to get Victor, to get Scoop. What are y'all doing now? You're messing up. So that is an issue. This team is broken. I think mentally they're fragile now. I think you guys here right now with your comments would be surprised if they win Sunday or Monday. Go on, how are you doing? Clippers and Lakers. Eric Gordon needs to go. And let's talk about that. Because of the issues I've had with the computer, I didn't get a chance to create slides or anything like I had planned. I was at Rice earlier today, saw one great game there. Rice men's hoops won on a buzzer beater. Went over to TSU. Saw TSU lose in overtime by 5. Game was forced. Went to overtime on a 3-pointer, like a 30-footer by Alcorn State. TSU's 0-5 in SWAC. Man, it's just tough times for TSU. I don't see the Rockets signing anybody for agency. A major player. I think they will use their cap room via trade. Because what elite player wants to sign here right now? If there's so many question marks with the coaching staff. So that's going to be an issue to discuss. But let's talk about it. First one, my man Kelly Iko, a few days ago in The Athletic. I think some fans might like this one. Trade Eric Gordon to the Knicks for Derrick Rose and Cam Reddish. Give me your thoughts on that one. Gohan, I think Iko said a few days ago, and we talk a lot, not a lot, but enough. And before the road trip, it seemed like Silas was safe. Before the road trip. Give it up a 40-point quarter twice on this road trip. 20-point losses on this road trip. I don't know. Like I said, I'm just from the gut because I know late November, probably late November, early December, he was in trouble. He was in trouble. And then he won a few games. And then his dad passed away as well. But the way they look lately, you know, they get thumped tomorrow and get thumped Monday. It's 11 in a row. I could say, what would it solve? A new face, new voice in the locker room, you know, things like that. It wouldn't solve a great deal to me. But a change, I'll say this, and I think I didn't post a clip of it, but I asked Coach Steven Silas, Monday, if he would consider, or was considering making changes to the starting lineup, whether it means bringing Jae'Sean Tate into the starting lineup or KJ Martin. He said no. That's kind of interesting to me. So, yeah, but getting back to it, Derrick Rose, 2 years left on this deal, Cam Reddish for Eric Gordon. What do y'all say? Give Silas a full year with actual talent that wants to play. Let me put that up there because I haven't done that so far. My apologies for that. I have not posted any of your comments so far on the screen. Let's go with this one right here from Realm of Rage TV. Actual talent. So give me how much more talent would you say the Rockets need? And then other than Eric Gordon, who are you saying that someone else besides Eric does not want to play? So enter that for me. So in another scenario, Eco put out there, I think this is Twitter discussion. He has comments from his colleagues at The Athletic to discuss it. The Knicks have to consider exchanging 2 guys who are not currently playing for a vet who's rediscovered his 3-point shot over the past 2 seasons. The Knicks could use a deep threat if they don't have to give up a pick or a rotation player to acquire one. Props to them. That's Fred Katz, the Knicks beat writer for The Athletic. Second one, this I think has been mentioned a little bit on a previous Let's Talk Houston Rockets show. Trade Eric Gordon to the Lakers for Pat Bev, Kendrick Nunn, a second-round pick this year, and a second-round pick in 2025. How about that? Would y'all be good with that? Pat Bev and Kendrick Nunn are both in the final years of their deals. Are y'all good with that? Is that better? So not Derrick Rose and Cam Reddish for Eric, but Pat Bev, Kendrick Nunn, and 2 second-round picks for Eric. Would y'all like that better? The Rockets need a star player that can get their own shot in the half court consistently, along with some vets that can play paint and perimeter defense. He has never had that since being hired. All right. Interesting thoughts there. Gohan likes the Knicks offer better. King Pook likes the Lakers offer better. Gohan and Solo like the Knicks offer better. It's 2-2. Solo and Gohan like the Knicks offer, Realm of Range, and King Pook like the Lakers offer. All right. Next, we got Lonzo Ball. 3 years left on his deal for Eric Gordon. How about that one? Lonzo Ball has not had the best of health lately, but would you be willing for the Rockets to take that chance rather than the other two deals? Go on and say, J-Ma likes the Knicks offer. Try to do a deal with the Raptors for Fred VanVleet. So Steven likes Alonzo. Like I said, he's injured, still battling injuries. King Pook says you get Alonzo for Eric Gordon, you take that. Even with the injury concerns and one more year on his deal than Eric Gordon. And of course, Eric Gordon's second year's partial guarantees. So his potential, I prefer that. I'll still go back to the Pat Bev one. Butterbone. Question statement there. What can Silas do to get back to the locker room? That's the thing. I haven't heard that he's lost the locker room, but doesn't it look like it? You know what I'm saying? Based on what they're doing on the court in games, something's wrong. King Pook says, even with Lonzo's injury concerns, high reward upside. All right, let's file that away. I think we got one or two more at Eco. Let's see. Okay, one more. Just one more. And this was kind of meh, I think. See, that the other one? Yep. Okay. All right. Eric Gordon and Garrison Matthews to the Kings for Alex Lynn, Rashawn Holmes, Terrence Davis, and a 2026 first-round pick. Rashawn Holmes, of everybody, he's got 3 years left at 11.2 this season. 3 years left on his deal. He's athletic big, but would that make y'all? Absolutely not. So, yeah, I was like, yeah, man. Steven likes the Lonzo deal. Gohan says, no. Everybody says no on that one. All right, like I said, of the four, I was like, yeah, no, that's not going to work at all. But yeah, Ty scored 53 last night, and they lost by 20. And it was mentioned during Rockets broadcast. Well, the Rockets did bring him back up to the big squad today, so that's good. Hooray. He'll probably get minutes tomorrow because I think Jalen Green for sure will probably get the 1-game suspension for leaving the bench area last night in the Kings game. Which prospects do I like most for us? Outside of Scoot and Wemby, everybody else has questions. Brandon Miller, very good shooter, not very strong. KU's Grady Dick, very good shooter, same. Jarris Walker from Houston, inconsistent, good upside. Played well last 2 games, but before he got sick with the temperature and fever. But he's strong. The Thompson twins. Prospect that can be effective on his role instead of being that guy. Nick Smith Jr., Amen Thompson. Both from what I'm reading and learning, the twins, neither is a great shooter. They are definite works in progress. Amen, I think, is the better athlete of the two. Even though both are good athletes, Amen is like an elite athlete. Let's go another route. What do y'all think the Rockets need if they don't get? Oh, did y'all see? Was it Jeremy? What's Jeremy's last name? Jeremy Woo. What's Sports Illustrated? He did a tankathon article mock draft, and the Rockets. Tankathon is just one of those random things. And Rockets were like fifth, I think, something like that. Let me see if I can pull it up. Oh, let me see. What was it? But yeah, it was like a worst case scenario for the Rockets. And that's a big man that controls the paint. The Rockets need a true point guard. Oh, let me see. Here we go. Need Jimmy Butler in off season. All right, realm of rage. Who is that big man that controls the paint? Who would that be? I'm kind of curious about that. That's a dying breed in the NBA today. Jeremy, let me get the last name right first. Yeah, Jeremy Woo, Sports Illustrated. Jeremy Woo. G.G. Jackson, not a great shooter yet. I mean, all these freshmen, youngsters, got flaws, holes in their game. Why wouldn't they? They're freshmen. Let me see. He had Victor going to the Raptors, with the Raptors winning the lottery. And then the Spurs getting the second pick and getting Scoot. Third pick. Oh, yeah, the Rockets. My fault. Rockets get third pick, getting Anthony Black. Young man from Arkansas, 6'7", 200 pounds. That's high. He's got him higher than I think anybody else I've seen. So Anthony Black from Arkansas. And I mean, really, honestly, after two, it depends on who the team is at three. So, I mean, he's a lead guard. You guys like that over Ty. So, I'm kind of curious if the Rockets, would you want the Rockets to get a lead guard if they can't get Victor, can't get Scoot? Would you want them to get a lead guard or a shooter like Brandon Miller? He has going fourth in Orlando. And so, yeah, this mock draft for Jeremy, he had Detroit picking fifth and taking Jarris Walker. I was like, ooh, that's very high, way high for Jarris Walker, in my opinion. But in this one, he's got Amen Thompson going sixth. And at 6, that would be the Hornets at 6. 7, Ken Whitmore from Nova. And then Oscar Thompson at 8 going to the Thunder. Wouldn't that be something? OKC, get another talented player. Then 9, Nick Smith going 9. So that's, Nick Smith, I think he could fall to late in the lottery because he's battling injuries right now. King Pook likes it. He likes Anthony Black for the Rockets. He'd perfect with Jalen in the backcourt. I think he'd be as good as Scoot in his prime, as in Scoot Henderson, obviously. Where was one about? Let me see. Miles Turner traded, could be traded. Yep, I know. I thought I saw something else about KPJ Rockets. Oh, if the Rockets get Scoot, do I think they'll bench KPJ or trade KPJ? Rockets get Scoot, you can trade. Try to fill up other needs. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Rockets got to do what's best for them. And I doubt a team would. I doubt many teams would come calling for KPJ, especially offering a lot. So if they don't, then bring him off the bench. Yeah. Or try him at that wing spot and see how it all fits with the KPJ, Jalen, and Scoot Henderson. Could be, But yeah, most likely, I think if they get Scoot, trade him. Yeah. So after 20, let me put this up from you. After 2023 draft, some players getting traded. Definitely hope to see EG gone for a solid veteran instead of Hicks. Okay, you then what about the Pat Bev and Kendrick Nunn for Eric Gordon? If the Lakers give you 2 second-round picks plus 2 guys with expiring contracts in Pat Bev and Kendrick Nunn, would y'all like that? I'll be good with that. Or would you want the Cam Reddish, D Rose deal? Cam Reddish, and maybe a third spot would finally untap his potential. Who knows? I don't know. King Pook likes this. I kind of on the same wavelength. You and J-Mon. KPJ has potential to be one of the best 6 men in the league if he accepted the role. And then J-Mon right after that. Stone and Silas need to move KPJ off the ball so we can pump up his numbers for a trade. Thoughts on signing Harden in free agency? No. Nope. Just don't like it. Nope. I think James is doing that. Put it out there. Or James's people for leverage. Nope. James is too much of a veteran for these young boys. He's a good player. Team would still be way too young for him to make a massive difference, for the Rockets, getting them far in the playoffs and things like that. No. I don't see the point. Steven Jabbar's playing better. He was aggressive last night. That's good to see. TJK Penny, good to see you again. Thank you for the comments, chiming in. But yeah, I don't see the Rockets signing James. And we kind of laughed it off. We were waiting for Coach Silas and the players to come talk to us. We were waiting in the room, and we were like, yeah, no. No. James, no. Coming to Rockets, coming back, no. We all, I won't say who was in the room, but we laughed at that one. Anything's possible, of course, and Tillman's owner, and Tillman, it's Tillman, but no. But back at it. Other 2 of those 4 proposals, the last one, the Rashawn Holmes one, forget about that one. So, of the 3, Eric Gordon for Derrick Rose, Cam Reddish, Eric Gordon for Pat Bev, Kendrick Nunn, and 2 second-round picks, or Eric Gordon for Lonzo Ball. Which of those 3? I need to put it in a poll question on the community tab on the YouTube channel. TJ, we discussed Stephen Silas' job status. I believe that this is me, this is not inside info compared to, what is it now, 5 weeks ago, where I heard he was in trouble 5 weeks ago. I haven't heard that. But me, if they get waxed tomorrow and Monday, 11-game losing streak, I would not be shocked if he's fired this week, by end of the month, whatever, Wow, that's Al P's potential to turn into a player as great as Sabonis or the Joker one day. He's not as tall as those 2. He's a good passer. Rockets should probably run the offense through him more than they do. I think we all agree on that, or most of us agree on that. He has some limitations. I think, I'll tell you this, if the Rockets did win the Wemby sweepstakes, man, I'm thinking a Wemby, Jabari, LP front line. That'd be interesting. Wemby, Jabari, and LP. That versatile, tall, can pass, can score, can shoot. That'd be something right there. That'd be very flexible. Or bring LP off the bench and get any better. Mark Jackson, Tillman wouldn't hire Mark Jackson. I'd be shocked. Just be shocked. I don't think Tillman's a Mark Jackson is a Tillman guy. Make that what you will. Trading for Alex Caruso. He can play defense. That's a plus. Oh, one thing, TJK, I put out toward the very top of the show. What is Lionel Hollins doing? What has he done to help the defense this season? Wasn't that the main reason why he was hired? To help improve the Rockets on defense? He ain't doing it. He hasn't done it. Physicality. Where is it? 42 games in. Where is it? So, what has he done? Honestly. So, obviously, like I said, clearly, Steven Silas is the head coach. The buck stops with him. Period. I know that. And hire a new coach in the summer. They're going to clean house on the staff. So let's say maybe Mahmoud, maybe. That's kind of doubtful. New coach want to have his people. Looked way better without KPJ. After the second quarter, Jorge Sandoval. See, yeah. This comment right here. I think everyone cares more about getting their points than anything else and won't try on defense if they aren't getting their touches on offense. I think that's on point. I really do. I think that's on point. And that's not a key to success. The defense sucks. It really does suck. If you don't get to touches and then you pout and don't play defense, don't get back. That's not a good look. The team doesn't fit. They're not playing to fit. They're not trying to fit. They play well in spurts. They let go of the rope too much when individually they don't get touches. And this is how I would coach. Hold players accountable. That's why, one of the reasons why I asked the question, and Brian Bearfield, Big Sarge asked him, Coach Silas, the day before. I asked if Coach Silas was considering making changes to the starting. He didn't say starting lineup. He said making changes to the lineup. And Coach Silas answered more about the bench players and the rotation of the reserves rather than making any changes to the starting five. So I think he's a positive guy and the players appreciate it, but also I wonder if he did decide to sit Jalen Green or sit, whoever, and the front office does not have his back, then what? Maybe he wants to. Maybe he's talked to Rafael. No, you can't do that. Jalen's our franchise player. You can't do that. So, because we've all heard Stephen Silas say how much he depends on Eric Gordon and how valuable Eric Gordon is, but is that Rafael Stone telling him to do that? And I know the number 6. I remember Jackson Gallon telling me it, and I think Kelly Ika wrote about it as well. How the numbers say that with Eric Gordon on the floor, the Rockets are better than with Eric Gordon off the floor. Okay, that's the numbers. And 2 years ago, last year that might be. This year it ain't. I don't care if the numbers say. Look at how Eric. Look at his comments, his post-game comments. Look at his actions on the court at times in games. That's not. It's impacting the younger players negatively. Oh, King. Oh, that's your opinion about LP being the franchise player. Maybe in terms of consistent production on offense in different degrees, various levels. But in terms of, Terry, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Chiming in from New Zealand. Jalen, the number 2 pick. If Tillman still believes he's a franchise player, he's a franchise player. If Rafael believes he's a franchise player, he's a franchise player. Let's say this, face of the franchise. I mean, none of these guys really have proven that they're the face of the franchise. Jalen is considered that because he was drafted so high. He's become a better passer. But hell. Friday night after his big first half, the Kings said, yeah, Jalen Green is not going to beat us in the second half. So the rest of you guys, y'all try to beat us. They couldn't do it. So they didn't do it. So, this is where my take with Eric Gordon is, the longer you keep him has gone. I think the younger guys have developed bad habits from Eric Gordon. So I think that's another reason to trade Eric Gordon. In addition to Eric Gordon wanting to be traded. Eric Gordon, veteran in the locker room last year, blah, 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 blah. That's, we heard all the spin they put out there. He ain't that anymore. He's being a bad influence with his post-game remarks, his in-game reactions. Should the Rockets retire Eric Gordon's number? No. Not at all. LP is the Rockets, hub. They should run the offense through him. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. I thought that some last year. So it's just they see things differently than I do in how to run an offense. And I think some of the fans, they see things that obviously, their front office, coach, blah, 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 media, you guys are the fans. But Eric Gordon, trade him. And I'd be stunned. He's put up decent numbers last 2 games, with KPJ out, since the first quarter. And I maintain it. What was it? The game against the Spurs last season when Eric scored 30 on 10 shots? I said then Rafael should trade Eric Gordon. That night or the next day, when Eric scored 30, I think 30 plus, whatever, on 10 shots. I think it was 10 for 10, something like that. Something just lights out shooting. Should have traded him right there. Value was not going to get any higher. Still here. Value has dropped and probably continues to drop. What? Oh, that's a good question. That's a new name too. Is that Jada Goat? Oops, put it up there. Jabari's comp on defense in his prime and when he gets stronger. Ooh. Oh, who was it? Somebody doing a broadcast. I don't know, at Craig or Ryan. They mentioned somebody doing a game, I think this week. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Oh, man. Who was it? Jabari on defense, versatility. Damn, who was it? Jaren Jack, Triple J. It wasn't Triple J. It was someone from another previous generation, I think. A few years ago, but it made sense. Wasn't Pippen. Damn, who was it? We'll keep going. Maybe I get it. Kevin Garnett. I think that's too far. Not Michael Jordan. No, because it was someone up front, in the front court. Who was it? Oh, let's see. No worries, but probably Johnny. No. But let me see. It wasn't Dennis Rodman, nothing like that. Taller, athletic defender, versatile. I kind of like the Pippen comparison, though. He's just taller than Pip. KG, I'm KG. He's better than me. Because I can envision Jabari putting on more pounds than Kevin Garnett and being a little heavier, stronger than KG. But he's a great building block for team defense. So yeah, I think Jabari's gonna fill out. I mean, his dad is a big dude. So yeah, I think he's gonna fill out and put on some more pounds. So it's more. It was Serge Ibaka. And no, if I don't get it, but it was a hell of a player. Okay, so let's just think like that or remain positive on that for his upside. Hell of a player. But for folks like Terry Agent who were joining us these last few minutes, let's see who else. Anybody? AI joining us. I tossed out some trade ideas that Kelly Eco wrote about in The Athletic a few days ago. We got Eric Gordon to the Knicks for Derrick Rose and Cam Reddish. Eric Gordon to the Bulls for Mr. Ball. Eric Gordon to the Lakers for Patrick Beverley, Kendrick Nunn, and 2 second-round picks, one this year and one in 2026. Which of those 3 do you like best? Johnny Johnson, that's a new name. Welcome. Thank you very much for chiming in. And y'all know I don't like Daryl Morey very much. So I do not have an issue with this one right here. Stone makes moves based on stats, much like Morey, not fit or chemistry. The young guys need vets to show them how to play the right way. And I think that is no longer Eric Gordon. Eric Gordon is no longer playing the right way, in my opinion. Playing it, talking it, all those things. By the way, Steven Fernandez, cheers. Terry, cheers. Uh, but let's see. Rockets play the Clippers tomorrow. Let's see. Kawhi played Friday. Let me see if they've already posted injury report for tomorrow. See if Kawhi will get rest management, load management. What's tomorrow? Yesterday. Yep. Let's see. Kawhi. Let's see. All right. Paul George is out with right hamstring soreness. Luke Kennard out with right calf soreness. Marcus Morris Sr. is doubtful with left knee contusion. And John Wall is doubtful with abdominal soreness. So yeah, no Kawhi as of 10:30 this evening on the injury list. Kevin Porter is still doubtful with his left foot contusion. Jalen and Deshaun have not yet been suspended. That should happen tomorrow morning. Let's see here. I missed a question. No, I missed a question before I went reading. What was it? Do I see the Rockets making a play-in run next year? Yes, because I think that's part of my timetable. Yes. Not this year, but next year, yes. Yes, I do. New coach. Ulam, you've been gone. You missed the whole show, man. y'all chime in to help to bring Ulam up to speed of what I've said first part of the show, middle of the show, last few minutes of the show. Ulam, I said in the first part of the show, I said before the road trip, if they lose these 4 games on this road trip, that's 11 straight, Stephen Silas will be fired. Should be fired. They've lost 2 of these first 4 and look bad doing it. If they get waxed Sunday and Monday, I think it's going to be gone. This week, by the end of the month, whatever. Yeah. So, yeah, let's see. Jalen, KPJ, and Tate are out. And Ty and Eric Gordon in the backcourt. Daisha Nix, yeah, well, that's what's looking at. Yep. Garrison Matthews as well. Oh, I think it's Tillman's call. Yeah, I think so. I think it's Tillman's call. And let me. How can I phrase this? Tillman was at. What was the last home game? Who was that against? Minnesota? Think so, right? I think Tillman was at that game, and that was, yep, his last game. That was Tillman's first time seeing. I'm saying this. That was the first time we've seen Tillman at a home game in a while. And Rockets lost 104-96 in a little big lead. 139. But word was after that, he wasn't angry, wasn't ready to pull a trigger. There we go. But they lost 7 straight at that point. Now they lost 2 more. It's now 9 in a row. And they lose Sunday, Monday, it's 11 in a row. And Tillman said in June, right after the draft. Right before the draft. Yeah, right before the draft. That he expected more wins this season. Well, they're slightly under pace to win 20 games this season, which would be less than last season. That's fireable numbers right there. That was in June. They lose, the streak gets to 11. And let me be clear. I'm not sure it would solve a hell of a lot, bringing in, promoting John Lucas or Mahmoud or whoever. But you got to make a change. Do something to change the locker room. Trade. That's another reason to trade Eric Gordon. Change up the mix of the roster. Change up the look, the vibe. There we go, the vibe on this squad. Fans are tired of it. Fans are tired of seeing Steven Silas. Fans are tired of Eric Gordon. They're tired of it. Do something. And see, Jerry, it's not tanking to me. They're just not good enough. And they're not playing the right way together. Because the players want to win. I mean, this losing sucks. Listen to Jalen, listen to Scoot, listen to any of them. This losing stinks. They don't like losing. They hate it. So in that sense, that's a good thing, because you do not want guys who accept losing. Because then you just have a completely lost mentality. Just a bunch of losers. Yeah, well, I'm getting paid. I don't care if I lose or not. Whatever. I'm still getting paid. Don't want that. The front office, man, we get Victor Wembanyama. Ooh, man, we gonna sell tickets. We gonna win games. We gonna be on national TV. Oh man, yeah, I'm good with that. Let's take. But the players don't want these young dudes taking my job. The hell with that. I'm busting my ass. You're not taking my job. But they don't play as a team right now. They're not doing, and what was it? The game against the Kings after KPJ got injured, ball movement was good, had a lot of assists. And then the defense in that fourth quarter, 41-20. Trey Lyles dropped 5 bombs in the fourth quarter. Trey Lyles. All Trey Lyles really is good for is shooting threes. Not much else. And then he got hot again early last night. Trey Lyles. Trey Lyles is not a very athletic player. Right system, he can get things done. But no. We saw Tony Nyla. Tony is I'm not sure his official title, equipment guy. Something much more glamorous than an equipment guy. Golly, I've known Tony. Wow. Damn, 25 years. Ooh, a long time. Then security was there. Kelly was there, security. But the assistant coaches should have been in charge of keeping other players, or keeping the players on the bench. They didn't do that. Did not do that well. So Steven Silas, like I said, he's maintaining a positive attitude as he should. Hell, let's put it like this. Remember Jeff Van Gundy's final days with the Rockets? And you could see Jeff when he talked to the media with the bags under his eyes, like he didn't sleep, like he never left the building, and like the losing was just killing him. Just eating him from the inside. He just talked so low and despondent, and it was destroying him. I don't want that from your head coach. Damn. Turnovers. players got to own some of it, so do the coaches, because at some point, this is one of the things I say, and I think some folks agree. If some of the players are making the same turnovers, game in, game out, then change the lineup. Try somebody else. Give that person a chance to see if they don't turn over the ball as much. Go on. I just don't see Mark Jackson. Mark Jackson is not a Tillman guy. Just don't see it. Just nope. Don't see it. Not happening. Not going to happen. I'd be shocked out of this world if Tillman gave Mark Jackson the job. Floored. I think that's about it. Oh, Jerry, my Cougar alum. Did you hear me when I said earlier, well, a few minutes ago, about Jarris Walker in Sports Illustrated's Jeremy Woo's mock draft had Jarris Walker going 5th to Detroit? 5th. Oh, and also had Marcus Sasser going 27th and Terrence Arsenault going 38th. That's the only mock draft I've seen in January with Terrence Arsenault still getting picked. Don't see that happening at all. Period. First, second round, period. Terrence, I don't see that happening unless he just blows up the rest of the season, which could happen, but no. Don't see that happening at all. But let me see. Marcus Sasser, 27th to the Jazz. Oh, 26th, he's got Rockets getting Derek Lively, big man from Duke. 7-footer. So, block shots. But yeah, Marcus Sasser going 27th, and then 38th pick, Terrence. Who has he got? 38. The Nuggets selecting Terrence Arsenault, 38. But in his mock draft, 3rd pick for the Rockets, he got Rockets pick at 3 when he used the tankathon. Not a lot of folks, but folks like to pick who he chose for them. Anthony Black from Arkansas, 6'7" lead guard. 6'7", 200 pounds, 18 years old. So that's, we shall see. Wasn't one of the twins. How about that? The Jaguars came back and beat the whoever the hell, the Chargers. How about that? Everybody making fun of Mr. Lawrence, and he came back and said, "Okay, I'll show y'all." So, TJ, I think Luke would be interim if Silas got fired. Yeah, I think so. But it would be very, to me, interesting to me if they promoted Lionel Hollins and the Rockets became a better team defensively. That would surprise me, because then I'd be like, where the hell was this for the first 42 games? Or 40, whatever. If Rockets get the 5th pick, I think they trade with the Thunder to keep the 24 pick. Who'd be coming out in 24 draft? I doubt it. No. But hell, OKC got so many fit picks in the future. Who knows? They have so much flexibility, and they are the one young team winning. The one young team ahead of the curve with a young, inexperienced roster. The rest of the young teams are struggling mightily. Do I think the Rockets will trade the Nets picks? If they get Victor, yeah. Because at some point you can't have all these, these young kids on the squad at some point. What was I looking for? So let me see here. These final few moments of Let's Talk Houston Rockets on the show. It's always good talking with Rocket fans. You guys are knowledgeable. Shay's in his 5th year now. Terry, I wish you would stop expecting an assistant coach to fix the defense and get a head coach that can improve the offense and defense. But who does that in the NBA? Most of the teams have shared roles, shared responsibilities. Head coach oversees and delegates and has an assistant coach for offense and one for defense, and then they meet in the middle and hold each other accountable. Cheers to you, Terry. WK, no problem, no worries at all. Glad you can join. And yep, let you know as well, you're chiming in right now. My personal opinion, if the Rockets lose Sunday and Monday for an 11-game losing streak, that Tillman will fire Steven Silas. So I'm putting it out there. That's me. Okay, that's KG talking. KG talking that. That's not like the sources I had back in November, December, because they more have gone along the lines of tried it out for a little while longer. But I wonder, after that, home against the Hornets, they're a bad team. If the Rockets lose to the Hornets, if the Rockets lose the next 3, that's a 12-game losing streak. Then win. Then you got 2 more against Minnesota, then the Wizards, and then the Cavs. So, I mean, after I got a lot of home games coming up. Let's see. Home and away with Minnesota. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Roughly 8 out of 11 will be at home after these next 2 games in LA. Get things done then. Yeah. So we shall see what Tillman will do, what the Rockets will do tomorrow against the Clippers. And what I think about that? Comment right there. Rockets going to break their 20-game losing streak from 2 seasons ago. What do y'all think about that? So, once again, as of 10:30 p.m. Central Time, injury report: Paul George out, Luke Kennard out for the Clippers. Marcus Morris Sr. doubtful with a left knee contusion, and John Wall also doubtful with abdominal soreness. Kevin Porter Jr. is doubtful with his left foot contusion. So if KPJ is doubtful, Jalen and Jayshawn Tate do get suspended 1 game for leaving the bench area. And we shall see what happens with the rest of the lineup. If Garrett Matthews will get suspended or fined for his role in the skirmish. Jerry, I don't see it. I don't see him making it last to the end of the month through January. I don't see it. That's just my opinion. I don't see it. That's my opinion. The rest of the schedule, when you're struggling and losing, who you're playing doesn't matter because you're struggling against any opponent. Hornets on Wednesday. That's got to be it right there. The Hornets on Wednesday. I mean, that's it. That is it right there. Because the Hornets blew a big lead tonight. And the Rockets are struggling. That game could be for the sweepstakes right there. Hornets 11-33. Rockets 10-32. Hornets have lost 4 in a row. They're 2-8 their last 10. Rockets have lost 9 in a row and they're 1-9 in their last 10. Boy, get your tickets and popcorn ready for that big game on Wednesday. Boy. When is Dream's birthday? I don't even know Dream's birthday. WK says the Rockets will surprise and win 1 or 2 of the next 5. But is that enough? Will Tillman say that's enough? Will Tillman just say, you know what? I'm going to enjoy the Houston Cougars men's basketball team and this national wave of success they're having. And I'm going to give Steven the rest of the season to figure this stuff out. I'm going to enjoy the Cougars. Will Tillman say that? Moral victories. I think Tillman, that'd be better. That'd be an improvement. I think that would help Tillman. That would be more along the lines of Tillman saying, okay, well, they're close losses. So, yeah, let me just give Steven more time. And I'll be watching the Cougs play. So maybe that's it. Johnny, yep. We'll see. You guys tell me about this. Are the tickets a little too expensive for how bad they are? What do y'all think? You know, that's one of the benefits and perks of getting the media credential. I want to pay for tickets. Hell, if I had to pay, I wouldn't be going. I was interested because I couldn't afford it. But all right, family. Thank you as always for your comments. Rockets and the Clippers. Early start, 2:00 Central Time. Well, I'm going to miss part of that game then because I'll be at UH's media availability is about 3:45. So, yeah, I'll miss the end of that Rockets game. Oh, well. See, that's the thing, WK. That's the issue. That's the key right there. It doesn't really matter if whenever they fire Steven. If they tell them to fire Steven. Because I don't think he's going to be here next year. So I'm not sure it matters. It doesn't matter to me. I think there'll be a new head coach next year, period. So, which could go along the lines of Tillman saying, you know what? I don't want to pay anybody else. You know, let Luke, bring in Luke, move Luke over another seat. What's that going to change? You know what? Go Cougs. Tillman might just do that and say, but Tillman fell at the same time privately start looking at names for coaches because come June 1st, I'm making changes. He might do that. Or May 1st, whatever. When the season ends for the Rockets, May 1st. Might do that. But yeah. How much would a change in voice in the lead chair? How much impact would it make? Not a great deal. Let me see. How much of a gap is there? Let's see. Rockets. See, the Spurs are only 2.5 away from the worst record. Got to be in that top 3. So, Spurs are 13-30. Rockets got 10 wins. Hornets have 11. Detroit has 12, and the Spurs have 13. Orlando has 16. So there's a gap between those 4 teams in Orlando. So the second half of the season is upon us, I think, for almost everybody. So you might see some You really might see some organizations saying, yeah, you know what? Let's try these different lineup combinations. Let's see how this looks. Let's see how. Yeah, let's just try. Let's bring up the G League roster. Let's see what they do. Come March, let's see what they can do. Yeah, I think Phil's job is safe for a little while, but we shall see. I was wrong about OKC being bad this year. I was wrong about Indiana being bad this year. Kudos to those two teams. Orlando's not as bad as I thought they'd be. But, we shall see. The Rockets are a little bit worse than I thought they'd be. But we'll. Rockets Clippers tomorrow, 2 o'clock Central Time, high noon Pacific Time. Y'all enjoy it. Watch the game. I'll watch first half before going to UH. So, yes. No question. They have to be good next year. And I think they will be. Yep. So until, let me see. Next show. Probably Saturday. Next Saturday. After the game against Minnesota. Probably. Oh, yeah, I know what you meant, Solo. Yeah, because the picks. OKC, yeah. Oh, yeah. But, yep, let's do this again. As Terry always does a better job of saying this than I remember what you say. So, subscribe to the Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel. Hit the like button on the videos. Tell your friends about the channel. Branching out a little more. Going to branch out a little more this year, later on this season. Hosted my first show on the lunch break on Thursday. That show is available on Roku, on the BS3 TV network, on the BS3 app. So finally got a chance to do that hosting gig there. Might be doing more of that this season, part of the BS3 network family. But mainly for between now and the Final Four, going to be in college basketball mode a lot. We got a media tip-off luncheon on Wednesday in town. Got some bigwigs from the NCAA going to be here. Going to talk to some of them. Then we're going to announce a few more Final Four events around for the city. And have plans to interview and talk to NCAA folks, etc. going forward. Final Four is going to be here in Houston in March. And almost every one of my colleagues, I think, all my colleagues and close connections have been approved to cover and attend the Final Four in H-Town. So we got big plans for that going forward. But I'll still be doing some Rocket coverage here. I'm going to try to do some more YouTube shorts, do a few things differently because it's a little bit easier to do some of those. But thank you as always. Subscribe to the Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel. Hit that like button on this video and other videos. And watch some of the non-Rocket videos too. It won't hurt you. Getting closer to some other interviews, lining them up. Heck, I'm going to be a guest on a show, Talking Cougs, on Tuesday. I'm not sure when it'll air, but we're going to record it Tuesday, this coming Tuesday. So I'm branching out on that as well. Spread my wings a little more. Houston Roundball Review, local name, global perspective. We're going to do a Folks Talking Sports show Sunday evening. And, of course, we'll be doing a Let's Rage Cougs show Tuesday after the Cougs road game at Tulane. That should be around 9 o'clock, 9:30. So a lot of content here. And, of course, A.D. Moore will be covering the playoffs, the NFL playoffs, on this channel, on the AdMax Corner. He's been approved to cover the big game, the NFL game in February, all as part of the Houston Roundball review. So as always, thank you very much for your time, your comments. Tell your friends about the channel. And we'll see you. I'll see you most likely, I think, next Saturday after the Rockets game in Minnesota. Till then, take care. Peace.